Hi everyone, welcome to my tutorial on how to burn videos to a CD or DVD so that it can be played on a DVD player or Blu-ray player and any computer. Now the program that I'm going to be using today is called DVD Flick. There are many other programs you can use for this process, but this is my favourite. We're also going to need ImgBurn, although we're not going to be using it directly, it's just that DVD Flick needs that for the burning process as a secondary program. So let's begin by downloading DVD Flick by going to this website. The link is in the description box below, and then simply click the download now link just here. When the download appears at the bottom, click the save button. It's 12.4 megabytes in size, it takes about 50 seconds on my connection, so I'll just skip that along in this video. Once it's finished, simply click it to run the file, and then click Run if any security warnings appear. When the setup window appears, click Next, put a dot in the radio button to accept the agreement, and then click Next. The default location is fine unless you'd like to change it. Next, Next. You can optionally choose to have a desktop icon of this program. Click Next, and finally Install. Doesn't take long to install this program. Once again, click Next, and then click Finish. Next, we need to download ImgBurn as the supporting program. So go to this website. Once again, the link is in the description box below. Click Download Now. Once it appears at the bottom, click Save. This one's only 5.3 megabytes in size, so it shouldn't take too long. Click the file to run it, and then click Run if any security warnings appear. When the setup window appears, click Next, put a tick in the checkbox to accept the agreement, and then Next. The full installation is chosen by default and that will work fine. Next, and once again the default location will be fine unless you'd like to change it. Click Next, Next again, and then the program will begin to install. When this notification appears, you can choose whether you'd like ImgBurn to periodically check for updates to its program. I'm going to click Yes for this, but you haven't got to. When the installation finishes, their website will automatically load. You can just close that, go to your taskbar and open the setup again, uncheck this box, and then click Finish. Now that we have both programs installed, we can close our internet browser, and then double click the DVD Flick shortcut that's been created. You can then close this welcome notification. Okay, the first thing we have to do is to add the videos that we want to burn to the CD. To do that, click the Add Title button in the top right, and then you must locate the video file that you want to add. Just like my previous video, I've got two videos placed in my videos to burn to CD folder, so I'm going to double click Wildlife to add that title to DVD Flick. Then I'm going to click the button again to choose my second video. You can do this for as many videos as you want as long as your CD has the capacity for it. Next, go to Menu Settings at the top, and you can select the menu that you'd like on the left here. If you click it, you get a small preview in the window here. For an enlarged viewing, you can also click the preview button like so. So choose your favourite one from here. I'm going to choose Simple Black, and then click Accept, making sure that you have Autoplay menu checked. Next, go to the project settings at the top, and give your project a title. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to call it Burning Test. The target size can stay the same, and I would change the encoder priority to normal. Next, go to the Video tab on the left here, and the target format here will depend on which country this DVD is mainly going to be played in. For most European, Asian, African and Oceanic countries, this should be set to PAL, as that's the most supported format for DVD and Blu-ray players. However, for America, the best format is NTSC. Some DVD players do support both formats nowadays though. So I'm going to set this to PAL, and the rest of these settings can be kept the same, unless you'd like to tweak them. Next is the audio tab. This can be kept the same, unless you specifically know that you want your video in a stereo or 5.1 surround sound, but I'm going to keep that on auto. Next is the playback tab, where you can choose what should happen when a title finishes playing. If you've got more than one video on this DVD, then play the next title is almost always going to be your option. However, if you've only got one video, you can perhaps change this to play it again or simply stop playing. So I'm going to keep this on play the next title as I've got two videos. And optionally you can have this checked, loop to first title when done playing last, so the whole DVD is on a kind of loop. Finally, the burning tab. Put a tick in the checkbox next to burn project to disk, and then give the disk a label, which is what's going to appear in my computer and on the DVD player. Once again, I'm going to call it burning test. If you have more than one CD drive, make sure that correct one is selected here. If you only have one, it will be selected by default, of course. If you're using a rewritable disk like I am for this demonstration, this should be ticked. And then before you click the accept button, now is the time to place your CD in your CD drive. So I'll just do that now. Okay, so the disk is now in my CD drive, and I'm now going to click the accept button. And then finally, to start the burning process, click the create DVD button at the top. Then click OK if any notifications like this one appear. It will then begin to encode. As you can see, it does each video individually. This process does take quite a while altogether, so I'll skip it along in this video. When it's finished encoding, it will then begin to finalize the disk, which involves burning the files to the disk. This is where ImgBurn will automatically open. As you can see, it's behind the window here. In my case, because I'm using a rewritable CD, you can see in the corner there it's erasing disk with the percentage at what point it's doing it. As you can see, it's now finished erasing the disk and it has now continued with the burning process. The length of this process will depend upon the length of the videos that you're burning to the CD and how many you are burning. The CD speed and the CD drive speed will also affect the length of this process. You can also see the time elapsed just here. I'll now skip this process along in this video. And nearing the end of the process, it will synchronize the cache, as you can see here. When the burning has finished, it will go back to the DVD flick window automatically, and you will see it says finished just here. You can then click the close button. You can then close DVD flick by clicking the cross in the corner. You haven't got to save the project as we've now burned it to the CD, but if you want to edit it in the future you can save the project. I'm just going to click yes to exit though. You can then take the CD out of your CD drive, and the videos on that CD can now be played on any DVD or Blu-ray player that supports that disc. In addition, it can also be played back on any computer or laptop. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to burn a video to a CD or DVD. Now for this process you're going to need a blank CD or DVD and a program called ImgBurn. There are many programs that you can use for this process, but this is one of my favourites. So to begin, go to this website. I'll put the download link in the description box below, and then click the download now link just here. Wait for the download to begin, and then click the save button. It's 5.3 megabytes in size, so it shouldn't take too long to download. Once it's finished downloading, click it to run the file, and then click run if any security warnings appear. Then click next in this setup window. Put a tick in the checkbox to accept the agreement, and then click next. The full installation should be fine, which is set by default. Click next. Once again, the default location is fine unless you'd like to change that. Next, next, and wait for the program to be installed. When this notification appears, you can optionally choose for ImgBurn to periodically check for updates to its program. I'm going to click yes for this, but you haven't got to. Once it's finished installing, their official website will appear here. You can simply close that and then go to your taskbar and open the setup window again. You can then click the finish button. As you can see, the program has now loaded. So the first thing to do once ImgBurn has loaded up is to click Write Files/Folders to Disk. Go up to the main menu at the top here, click Mode and make sure that the tick is placed beside Build, and then go to Output and make sure the tick is placed beside Device. So just check that those two things are in place before we begin. Next, click this small button here, which is Browse for a folder, and then make sure that all of the videos that you want to put on this disk are placed in one folder, and you can do this very easily in Windows. So what I've done, I've made a folder called Videos to Burn to CD, and in that I have two videos which you can't see because they're not the files that it's looking for. It's looking for a folder rather than a file. But I've got two videos in there, so I'm going to select that folder, and then if you have more than one CD drive, make sure that's the one selected here. And at this point you can place your blank CD into your CD drive, so I've just done that now. Then click this calculator button just here to check that there's enough space on the CD that you've put in. If a dialog similar to this one appears, you can simply click yes. Once the blue bar stops moving, you then know that it's finished calculating. You can check that the number of files is correct, that it has included all of the video files that you want in that folder. As we can see, the total file size is that number, some 48 million bytes, and the free space is much more than that. And we can see it's taking up 7%, so we now know that we have enough space on our media. Once you've done that, the Device tab and the Options tab can almost always be kept the same, so I wouldn't go messing about with that, that can stay at default. However, the Labels tab, you can give the volume a name, so your CD has a name. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to call it Burning Test. And then hit the button just beside it here, which will copy that into the other field. And the Advanced tab will almost always stay the same as well. So go back to the Information tab, and we're now ready to burn the videos onto the CD. To do that, simply click this big button here. You may get a message like this if you're using a rewritable disk like myself. You can simply click yes. It will then begin to erase and then burn the video files onto the disk. As you can see, the percentage is displayed in the bottom left. Once again, click yes to any notifications like this one. You'll get a notification like this, and you can then click OK. It will then begin to burn your files onto the disk. The length of this process will depend upon the size of the video files that you're burning. If you're using a laptop for this particular process, like I am this time, you may get a message like this. So close the disk tray, and you can then click the OK button to continue. When the operation is completed, you'll get a nice tune to let you know that that's happened, and it will then say Operation Successfully Completed. You can then click OK, and you can take out your CD from your CD drive. Now, just to show you that that's worked, go to my computer. As you can see, the blank CD has now got 0 bytes free of 46.4 megabytes. I'll just open that, and there are our two video files which can be played straight from the CD. So there we have it. That's how to burn videos to a CD or DVD. Thanks for watching.